Joining me now is Michel, who also spoke at that city council meeting on Monday. Michel lost his 13-year-old daughter, Emily, in 2010 to a driver on PCH. Thank you so much for joining us, Michel. And
thanks for having me.
Thank you for all the work that you're doing in the community to try and make Malibu just a little safer. Now, I wanted to have this discussion with you today just to learn more about the initiatives to make PCH safer. So I have a couple questions here. I wanted to start by asking, Captain C2 told NewsWaves that the immediate goal is analyzing the 2015 PCH safety report. The long-term goal is traffic cameras on PCH in a year. What else needs to be done in this initiative?
Well, I think that what we have to do is we have to look at PCH in a whole, in the sense that there are a lot of issues. You have a lot of what I call noise going on. You have deliveries, you have bicycles, you have parking, you have speeding, you have just a lot of things going on at once, people trying to cross the road. And we've got to kind of deal with it. The speed cameras are, I believe, the first step, because it starts making people conscious that they're getting recorded and nobody wants to spend money for no reason. But there are a lot of other things that need to be done. And I think that the way to get these things done is for us, meaning myself, yourself, collective community, to step up and hold our government officials accountable. They need to step up. We're coming into an election year. It's the meeting of a perfect storm. They need to get reelected to finish their mandates. We need our mandates to go to the front of the line.
Yeah, thank you for that answer. Now, you created the documentary 21 Miles in Malibu about the dangers of PCH. So I wanted to ask, what was your inspiration to create that, and then what are your goals with it going forward?
So I started the documentary in 2012, and the reason I started the documentary is in the summer of 2012 there was an enormous amount of people being killed and injuries on PCH, to the point that it felt like almost every other week the highway was being closed. So not being a reporter, not being a politician, I figured that the best way, being a filmmaker, was to tell the story visually. And 4 directors later, the 5th one stayed on, and 10 years, we completed the film. And my mandate originally for the film was like any filmmaker, get it distributed, get it out there. But now with everything going on, I think that the film needs to be used as an educational tool. It's a public service announcement. And when I say an educational tool, I'll give you a small example. When I was growing up, there was drinking and driving. It was frowned upon, but it wasn't something that was really negative. We all knew it was bad, but if you got home and you'd had a few drinks, it was no big deal. Fast forward today, and you speak to 20-somethings, and it is the rare occasion where a 20-something will drink and drive. They'll Uber, they'll have a designated driver, they'll arrange it. How did that happen? Well, the laws got stricter, but also through education. And we've now spent almost 20 years with the Fast and Furious, if not 20 years, which has brought a culture of fast cars and adventure and no regard for stuff around us. Kind of, again, like when I was growing up, everyone wanted to be James Bond. But if you take that mandate and you look at it and you say, look, everyone's going fast and furious, we have to change that. Well, you don't really change that once you're already in that mindset. You have to change that before you get in the mindset. So what I'd like to do is go into high schools with juniors and seniors, with law enforcement, with a psychologist, with a film, and open it up to a discussion like we're having, so that it can be back and forth. And maybe you don't get everyone in the audience on board, but say you get 5 people and they get 5 people, and so on and so on and so forth, and it grows. And I think that's the way you do it. And the other thing is, I think the city can use the film as kind of like your pass to get into Malibu. You look at the film, and it makes you think. It gets you angry, and that was the purpose of the film.
Well, congratulations on completing it, and I wish you the best of luck in that endeavor. And then I just want to ask, to finish off here, what resources can the community turn to right now? What can we do, would you advise in this time?
So, again, being a person of action and not really sitting back, letting other people do it when I could do it myself, last Saturday I wrote a petition that holds government accountable, and Caltrans. We can't forget Caltrans. They are the ultimate culprit. They control the highway. You have a city that wants to change something but has to go to the state government to make those changes. So sign the petition. You can find it on change.org. Talk to your friends about it. Make it go viral. Make it become the next TikTok, in the sense that so many people sign it that politicians and government officials realize that we finally come to a time when things need to be changed. When Emily died, I got very active. But Emily, unfortunately, was a 13-year-old girl. It was a single incident. And as tragic as it is, and of course, I know that better than most, I think losing those 4 beautiful women who are at the prime of their lives in an accident that had nothing to do with them, they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, is the catalyst or the tipping point that will force people to reconcile with it and make the change that needs to be done.
Well, let's hope so. Yeah. Thank you for those
We
words.
can only hope.
Yes, yes. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to do this for us today, and I wish you all the best in going forward.
Thank you, and thank you for what you're doing. And one person starts it, but everyone carries it.
Very well said.